Hi everyone, you're watching The Film Whisperers on Bent TV, a show where two movie nerds talk all things film through a contemporary lens. My name is Matt.
And my name is Saj.
So Saj, this week we're kind of looking at it's been more of a bleak subject this week because we're talking about movies that are quite heavy, which we previously, defined as, I guess, movies that deal with quite intense or dark or, dire subject matter, movies that are just very bleak, movies that leave you at the end feeling just very like your emotions have kind of been drained. And we spoke a bit about some of the movies, or a couple of the movies that we thought had done that quite well and that we appreciated and we thought were quite good. What about movies that didn't do it quite so good? I mean, when I talk about bleak movies, is there one for you, Saj, that you're like, that movie shouldn't have been made, or I did not like that movie?
Yeah, this is going to be controversial because I believe this film won Best Picture. I think it was the 90s. Saving Private Ryan.
I actually haven't seen it, but that's the war. It's a war movie, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so war movies, they tend to be just, bang, bang, just, whatever. So I think the story with this is, as the title suggests, Saving Private Ryan, there's, I believe it's a bunch of brothers. And I actually saw this recently because a friend of mine dared me to, because it's such a blokey film. And one of the brothers who needs saving is his brother named Private Ryan. So the whole film is about Tom Hanks in all his glory and all his maleness,
all
trying
American
to
male,
exactly,
whatever,
and I'm gonna save Private Ryan. And 3 hours later, I'm just there going,
is that how long the movie
it's a long
is?
movie. It's a really long movie. And it's heavy, right?
Yeah.
Because it's war. And blood and guts and gunshots, and it was just terrible. So I felt as if my emotions were drained for no good reason.
And why is it considered that? Because like you said, it went on so what about it is so great? Like that, why would other people think it's so great?
I just think that a lot of straight men don't have good taste in movies.
That's a good point.
I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And a lot of straight men vote for Best Picture, the Best Picture nominations at the Oscars. And this is it fell victim to a lot of straight men's bad taste, really.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. I can't answer that. But I just sort of watched that movie with I just rolled my eyes the entire time going, right, okay, cool, great.
You know how there's like those list of movies like, oh, you should watch before you die, like there's these classic movies, whatever. So many of them, like I'm never gonna watch them because I just know I'm not interested in. Like that's like one of them.
Oh
like,
yeah, 100%.
Classic war movies that I just don't care about. Like I'm not.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely got a lot of acclaim, and it was intense, and it was not good. Anyway, enough about that, Matt. I don't want to spend time talking about Tom Hanks, another overrated actor in my opinion.
Beloved Tom Hanks.
God. Anyway, let's move on. So I'd like to hear from you now. What would be your disappointing?
We were saying before that I actually quite like heavy movies, like movies that I really make me feel a lot afterwards. But I think So my bad movie is a movie called Enter the Void, which is from a director called Gaspar. I don't know if it's Noé or No.
Yes, he's controversial.
He's very controversial.
Yes.
I actually like a lot of his movies because they're quite controversial. But with this one in particular, it's one of those things where it felt very much like it was him just being super pretentious with the way he shot the movie. So the movie is basically just about people taking drugs over the course of 2 hours and they're addicts and all the bad stuff that happens, right? Which is fine. But the movie itself is just shot in this very trippy way, which is intentional, right?
Yeah.
It does these weird shots where it's going over the top of a room and you're looking down at someone vomiting into a toilet, and then you have these kind of point of view shots from inside someone's mouth, different kinds of stuff like that, right? And I know the director's trying to make it this edgy, cool thing, but to be honest, when I watched it, I spent most of those 2 hours or however long it goes for just feeling really sick, just because it's one thing to watch something about addiction and drugs and people being sick and unwell, and there's another thing for it to be this really the way the camera work is just so whatever. And so the reason it was my bad one is because even though it deals with a kind of interesting topic and I appreciate that he was trying to do something different with the way it was shot, I almost feel like he undermined what he was trying to do because he just did too much of that. I don't think there was a scene in the movie where it was just a regular I'm going to cut from this person to this person and back again. It was all just these kind of weird shots and stuff. And so because that coupled with what was happening in the movie, people getting sick, people overdosing, all this kind of stuff, it meant that it just makes you feel nauseous the whole time, and maybe that was also his intention.
I was just about to ask, do you reckon he wanted it to feel like a trip?
Almost you're experiencing, probably, actually almost certainly, But for me, I guess I was just kind of like watching it, feeling unwell, and I was like, I actually don't like this. Like, I don't mind movies that make me feel emotionally drained, and like I really felt a lot from that movie. But when I'm actually physically feeling like nauseous and unwell, I'm like, I could never watch it again. But also like, yeah, it kind of ruined the experience for me because I was like, I wasn't really able to appreciate what I was seeing because I was also just feeling like.
So I'd say I'd recommend people to watch it in 3D and at IMAX.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, actually, one of the other movies that he did, which was Love 3D, I did watch in the cinemas, and that has also a lot of very confronting shots that come out at you at the screen, if you know, that are quite sexual. But that one I actually thought was okay because he mixed it up. He still had like.
You're kidding me.
No, there's like anyway, like we can talk about it off screen, but like that. That actually at least had some like regular kind of camera work as well, and then they had like the more whatever stuff coming out of the screen. But with Enter the Void, it was all this kind of weird stuff, and I was like, good on you for trying something different, but it just made me feel sick, and so for me that one is just that was my bad one.
Who stars in it? Enter the Void.
What's his name? I'm pretty sure he's in it. His name's like Vincent something. He's like a famous
Vincent D'Onofrio?
No, he's a French guy.
Okay.
But he's kind of famous. I'm pretty sure he's in the movie. But it's almost like irrelevant because it's like there's all these different characters doing different things. It's kind of like you don't really get to learn much about any given people because it just kind of keeps moving around between all this stuff. But yeah, anyway.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, IMAX 3D. Thank you for watching the Film Whisperers on Ben TV.